Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be giving you our insights and thoughts on the beautiful new Norwegian Prima. The Prima is one of Norwegian Cruise Line's newest cruise ships, and we had the chance to try this beauty out during a cruise around Norway and Iceland. It is worth saying that many of these thoughts on the Norwegian Prima also translate to the brand new ship, the Norwegian Viva. They are both in the Prima class, and are both extremely similar. If you haven't already checked out our videos on our journey on the Prima, make sure you check them out. You can find them in the link in the description down below. First, we'll tell you about our thoughts on the overall ship, and then we'll give you an in-depth tour of our balcony cabin. To start, we should learn a little bit more about the Prima itself. The Norwegian Prima was the first ship built as part of the new Prima class, being launched in the summer of 2022. This ship is sleek, modern, and features a brand new hull design meant for fuel efficiency and a smooth ride. The ship itself is roughly 143,000 gross tons, making it the 8th largest of NCL's 19-ship fleet. The Prima has a guest capacity of about 3,100 people, along with approximately 1,500 crew members. So what did we think of the ship itself? Here we'll mainly be talking about the spaces on board and our experience. We can say that this ship is a very modern, sleek, and comfortable vessel. It's very clear that NCL was going for a futuristic aesthetic, and it is a beautiful ship. There are several spaces on this ship where you can escape and get some great views, including a few spaces in the atrium as well as the observation lounge on deck 17. We spent a lot of our time here. This also shows how many sea views you have on this ship. Unlike some of the new mega ships that are inward facing and don't have windows in many of their venues, this ship is the exact opposite. This ship has outside views all over the place. This is really what we want on a cruise ship. As far as the ride goes, the ship is extremely steady, even in very rough seas. During our cruise we ran into a few storms, but the Prima didn't rock and roll in the waves like we've experienced on other ships. This is probably due to the larger stabilizers and the new hull design of this class. There are also many venues on board. In front of the ship you can find the Prima Theater, where you can take part in activities like bingo, deal or no deal, and the Price is Right, or you can sit back and enjoy many of the stage shows that NCL puts on. There's also a large and well-appointed casino on deck 6. In the middle of deck 7 you can find two separate rooms. Sid Norman's Poorhouse, a venue meant to mimic the small bars hosting intimate concerts in the 60s and 70s, and Improv at the Sea, a venue for comic shows and musical acts. On decks 15 and 16 you'll find the Mandara Spa and the Pulse Fitness Center, both of which offer several services and are quite large. You can also find the Splash Academy, the kids club, on deck 15. In the front of deck 17 is the Observation Lounge, a place that we've already talked about. This beautiful venue hosts a light breakfast and snacks throughout the day. There's also a bar here, and over 270 degrees of views out the front of the ship. One of the greatest features of this ship is the Ocean Walk, a promenade deck that wraps entirely around the ship on deck 8. Here you'll find plenty of seating, including some upright seating for having meals, laid-back seating for having drinks, and even lounger beds. You'll even find some small pools here. Overall, the ship did incorporate a good use of technology. There are several screens all over the ship within the halls and by the elevators that tell you how to get to certain places, as well as provide you information on the weather outside, the schedule for the day, daily menus for the dining rooms, and where to disembark the ship. There's also great temperature control systems and computerized screens for putting on the Do Not Disturb sign in the room. Now we do have a few complaints about this ship, and they're mainly concerning the size of some of the venues. Venues like Improv, Sid Norman's, the Metropolitan Lounge, the theater, and the atrium are just not big enough for the number of passengers on this ship. They're small spaces. Overall, when we're talking about the spaces on board, we do give the ship a 4 out of 5. The outdoor spaces and sea views definitely bump up this score, while some of the smaller venues bring it down a bit. Now that we've talked about the ship itself, let's talk about the food. Just like every other cruise line, there are complimentary dining options and extra pay dining options on the Prima. The complimentary dining options are the two main dining rooms, Hudson's located on deck 7, and the Commodore room located on deck 6. There's also the Indulge Food Hall, a large complimentary dining area split into several different small restaurants. Diners can use tablets at their tables to order food from several different venues, and the food arrives in minutes. The local bar and grill is also available for free to guests and is a pub-style casual restaurant with a dining room on one side and a bar on the other. The final complimentary venue, of course, is the buffet, called the Surfside Cafe and Grill. When it comes to specialty restaurants, you can find Cagney's, an American steakhouse, Food Republic, a fusion restaurant, Hasuki, a Japanese grill, Le Bistro, a fine French dining experience, Los Lobos, a Mexican restaurant, Nama Sushi and Sashimi, a sushi place, Onda by Scarpetta, an Italian eatery, and Palomar, a Mediterranean-style seafood restaurant. If you're in the Haven, you can also have access to the Haven restaurant. Now, we've always loved the food on Norwegian. The quality is always very good, and the main dining rooms always offer some classics as well as a rotation on other food options. There are so many different options to choose from. Unlike some cruises where we've had difficulty finding something on the menu we really want, we have the opposite problem on NCL, finding only one food option that we should order from several amazing options that we're presented with. The specialty dining experiences are also great, but they are insanely expensive if you go a la carte. The only real way to eat here is to purchase the specialty dining package or use a free at sea package, in which you get some specialty dining experiences included in your cruise. For food, we have to give them a 4 out of 5. Now we've come to the first area that we really weren't that impressed with, the entertainment. We should differentiate here between entertainment related to stage shows and onboard entertainers, and the entertainment in the form of activities and things to do on board. When it came to onboard entertainers, we thought they were all great. There are always individuals and couples playing in the lounges and smaller venues in the evening. We especially liked the Fleetwood Mac cover band that held a couple shows in Sid Norman's Poorhouse. They were all extremely talented. We did also enjoy the stage shows that we attended in the Prima Theater, but we do have to mention how little variety there was in entertainment options. All of them were singers. All of the entertainers in the bars and clubs had vocalists and a guitar, or were part of a band. All of the stage shows were also vocalists, every single one. There were no comedians, magicians, orchestral sections, piano players, dance numbers, or anything else. There was absolutely no variety. While all the entertainers were good, it got a little bit repetitive. Now when it came to activities to do on board, there's a fair amount to do. We had 4 sea days on our cruise, 2 of which were unplanned due to weather. However, we never felt bored. There were larger productions like Bingo, Deal or No Deal, and The Price is Right, as well as presentations from the captain and members of the crew. There were also smaller productions like trivia, dancing, bags tournaments, activities in the casino, and more. There are also venues on board for entertainment, including the Galaxy Pavilion, which has several futuristic and electronic-based games for all ages, as well as the games on the upper decks, like mini-golf, racing around the go-kart track, and playing darts. However, all of these require extra payment. The things like trivia and the larger events are free, but things like the Galaxy Pavilion, mini-golf, go-karts, Bingo, Deal or No Deal, and others require payment. Overall, we have to give the entertainment on board a 2 out of 5. We really weren't that impressed. Now we should talk about the outdoor areas. We've already talked about a few of the larger outdoor areas on the ship, including the ocean walk and outdoor games areas like mini-golf, the Prima Speedway, and the darts area. First we can talk about the slides. This ship has several outdoor slides, including the Wave, which is a wet slide, and the Rush and the Drop, 2 dry slides on either side of the ship that go all the way from the top of the ship down to deck 8. We should also talk about the pools. One nice thing is that there are a few smaller pools outside of the main pool area, including the pools on either side of the ship, on the Ocean Walk Promenade on deck 8, as well as some hot tubs on deck 17. There's also a private pool in the Haven area. While it's a great thing that there are many small pools, there's really not a large central pool area in the way that you would expect on a ship of this size. This is one of the biggest complaints we've seen about this ship. Much of the outdoor deck space above deck 17 has been cannibalized by the Prima Speedway, and the main pool spends so much of its time in the shadow of this enormous 3-story structure. Not only that, but the pool itself is really small. One thing that's not lacking is overall outdoor space. There are plenty of sun loungers all over the ship, and so much space just to walk around and sit outside. With the Ocean Walk on deck 8, you really can't complain about the amount of outdoor space on the ship. However, with the very small main pool, it's hard to give the outdoor areas on this ship more than a 4 out of 5. Now, if you absolutely need to be sitting in a pool on your cruise, this rating will probably be much lower for you. On a trip to Norway and Iceland, however, this really wasn't an issue for us. Now we can talk about the crew. Of course, the crew were amazing. The only complaint is that our servers and cagneys didn't really know much about steak. Now we know that the cruise line does rotate people between several of the different restaurants. However, when you go to a steakhouse, even on a cruise ship, you expect the waitstaff to be informed on the different cuts of steak. For the a la carte prices that are charged at these specialty restaurants, you expect to be served at the same quality of service that you'd get at an on-land restaurant. However, we do give the crew a 4 out of 5. They were amazing. Now we've come to our rating of the stateroom. Instead of talking about the room, let's just show you with a room tour.
Hello. Right when you walk into the room, there's a bunch of closet and storage space. We found these to be plenty of space for all of our clothes. We could have done with a little bit more hangers, but it satisfied our needs. There's 2 little wire drawers and everything, and a little bit of room underneath if you wanted to put like a pair of shoes or something. And then the safe is in here as well. So this closet is pretty much the same as that one. It's a little bit longer, so you can hang some dresses or longer garments in there. And then this is just open shelving with a couple of hangers for jackets. You can put shoes, you could maybe put a small thing of luggage there as well. You also see that there are 4 hooks here. We found this to be really nice to hang our bags, hang our jackets, even a towel from the bathroom. A lot of other ships don't seem to have any hooks anywhere. Also right by the door is this control panel where you can control the temperature. You can indicate whether you want to have the room made up or do not disturb. It lights up out there, which is super nice. You don't have to put a tag on the doorknob or put like a magnetized thing on the door. It's super seamless and easy to use. So we really like how big this room is. It honestly feels like a hotel room. We've been on a couple other ships where it's just really cramped. There's not a lot of space. I mean, there's a lot of room here. There's basically a 2-seater couch. And then you have this desk here. So this operates as a desk where you can sit and work a little bit, but it also operates as your vanity with this nice lighted mirror here. Plug-ins if you want to plug in anything. There's the European, there's the mini USB, regular USB, and then US outlet. And there's also a hair dryer here as well. So it kind of has everything you would need as a vanity. Your mini fridge is right here. So the bed, we have it set up as a queen right now, but it can also be split into 2 twins. I really like that there's 2 side tables on either side. A bigger one here with 2 drawers that are of very nice size. Lights on either side of the bed. They both have the mini USB and the USB, which is really nice, as well as a US outlet here and the switch to control the lights in the whole room. We also love the storage underneath the bed. We can easily slide both of our suitcases underneath without any issue. All right, here is our bathroom. It's a really, really nice bathroom on this ship. We really enjoyed it. So you've got a really nice vanity here. There is some storage underneath and some space on the right of the sink to put some bags, as well as 3 shelves. And then there are 2 shelves underneath. One of my favorite parts is the shower. It's super spacious, really pleasant. There are 2 shelves in the corner, as well as 2 pre-filled containers of conditioning shampoo and body wash. And then at the bottom, there is a little bar where you can put your foot to shave your legs or something. So I really appreciate thoughtful details like that. The door was really nicely designed, giving me plenty of space to get in and out. It never felt uncomfortable or awkward getting in and out of the shower. So there is a pretty large screen TV in your room. It has a lot of features on it. You can watch a couple of TV channels. They also have movies on there. Some are free, some you have to pay for. There really wasn't a huge selection with that, honestly, but they are on there. So one of our other favorite features of this room is the balcony. We definitely spent a lot of time out here.
These rooms are absolutely beautiful. They're very well appointed. There's plenty of outlets, the bathrooms are spacious, and the areas are bright and airy. We have to give these rooms a 5 out of 5. Hopefully this video helped to inform you on the Norwegian Prima, as well as the Viva. While it does have some faults, we absolutely loved sailing on her. She is a majestic, futuristic, and beautiful sight to see. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one!